Hello,
Knights of the
Kerr.
realm, the hour of reckoning is
That's
upon
right.
us.
We're
We
going
must
full
defend our
medieval
lands and
Roman
our
today.
faith with valor.
No need to thank me. Today I'm ranking who I think are the 13 most impressive and interesting generals and military leaders of the Byzantine Empire, or as I prefer, the Eastern Roman Empire. This covers many centuries. We'll jump from the Islamic conquest in the 7th century through the Crusades to the Vikings and beyond. So scramble. Let's begin, shall we? 13. Alexios Philanthropinos. Starting at 13 with Alexios Philanthropinos should tell you how stacked this list is. Apologies in advance to Greek speakers. My pronunciation is going to be rough throughout. He was active from around 1293 to 1340 under the Palaiologos dynasty. Not exactly the empire's golden age. Turks spake to the east, Serbs and Bulgarians to the north, Italians and Franks to the northwest, plus rampant piracy. Rough times. Yet in this era of total decline, Alexios arguably single-handedly reversed a late 13th century losing streak. He smashed the Turks at Achios. Pushed south to Nicaea. Wait, no, Anatolia, secured the Meander River Valley, then drove even further into the Emirate of Mentesh, recapturing Melanoutian and other spots. Contemporary Byzantine historians like Nikephoros Phokas called him the Belisarius of the Palaiologos era. He was a natural leader. People adored him, especially in Asia Minor. Locals
The northern flank
reportedly
is
wanted him as
exposed.
emperor.
We must fortify the river crossings.
Out of loyalty
Agreed.
and
Issue
even
the orders.
warned Emperor Andronicos
Knights and
II about his
soldiers!
own popularity.
We march
asking
at
for a
dawn for the
transfer
glory of
out
the realm!
Anatolia. Andronicos said no. Then in 1295, he rebelled, presumably aiming for the throne. It failed. Betrayals
Onward to the
everywhere.
fortress!
He was
I'm
blinded
ready for
and vanished
battle!
from records
Charge
for
the
30
walls!
years. During that time, the Byzantines lost most of their Asian territories. So they begged this old, blind, disgraced general to return and relieve the siege of Philadelphia. Legend says his approach alone, with little or no army, made the Turks lift the siege. He governed Philadelphia, then Lesbos, and died peacefully in old age. What a legend. Tatikios was likely of steppe or Turkic background. Sources call him a Sarmatian or similar. It could be anything. He was a super loyal commander under
Boys,
Alexios I
the time has up! To battle!
Imagine Piano Man by Billy Joel playing in the background. Goes hard. He was paranoid about the Emperor's safety, lost his nose and lips in battle, allegedly, and wore a metal prosthetic. He was basically family, part of the imperial household, though not blood-related. And what did they do off-duty? Play poker? My Emperor? My Strategos? Might I suggest a different play? It plays like poker, but feels like Waterloo. Anyway, Tatikios fought at Dyrrhachium, 1081, Livonian, 1091, and during the First Crusade. More on that later. He was the official Byzantine guide for the Crusaders in Anatolia, warning them about Turkish position. Oh, they ignored him because Eastern Romans bad, got wrecked, then blamed him, rinse and repeat. He survived it all and stayed active until around 1108. Bonus fun fact. He once gave Emperor Alexios a permanent knee injury, playing polo, actual polo. 11. Michael VIII, Palaiologos, but Ray. Michael VIII was an emperor. You can't include him in a general's video, to which I say, he was a general and governor until he reconquered Constantinople in 1261, so I win. Michael VIII was the quintessential Byzantine multitasker. He took back Constantinople from the Crusaders, who'd held it since 1204. Look up the Fourth Crusade. He repopulated the city, invested in academia, rebuilt the navy, fought Bulgarians' Lannis pretenders, and spent a fortune on urban renewal. Oh, me saved. Men on the moon by the 1600s, all speaking Greek to some Mars by the 1700s. But he was obsessed with reuniting with the Catholics. Council of Lyon, 1274. That drained resources from Anatolia. You know, the populated part in part, and made him unpopular with the ultra-religious populace and clergy. He also blinded child co-emperor John Lascaris. Classy, 10. George Maniacs George served under 6 emperors, including Empress Theodora. Impressive longevity. The Eastern Romans neighborhood. Lombards in Italy, Arabs in Sicily, Arabs everywhere. George was sent to Edessa against Arab raiders. He sent back so much loot that the court reassigned him. In 1038, Michael Ivy sent him to retake Messina and Syracuse in Sicily from the Arabs. He crushed it, teamed up with Normans like William Iron Arm and Drogo de Hauteville, Normans and Romans cooperating. He was massive, terrifying per Michael Sellos and quick to anger. He likely beat up superiors, including Stephen, got imprisoned, released after an emperor died, then sidelined under Constantine died, thanks to rival Romano Scleros. In 1043, his estates burned. George revolted. His troops, including Belisarius, proclaimed him emperor. He marched on Constantinople, won a battle, but got speared and died. At least the town of Manias in Italy is named after him. 9. Alexios Akomnenos. Yes, he gets his own entry for his pre-emperor exploit. Handed a nightmare. Normans invading under Robert Guiscard took Dyrrhachium, 1081. Turks everywhere. Pechenegs raiding the Balkans, zero money. Alexios reformed administration, borrowed heavily, diplomatized with Venice. Treaty of 1082. Concessions for ships that definitely didn't bite later. Defeated Normans near Larissa, 1083. Allied with Cumans, crushed Pechenegs at Livonian, 1091. Then Cumans raided. He begged Pope Urban II for help against Celtics. Hello, First Crusade. Crusader princes swore fealty oaths, making their states nominal vassals. Wild. Get. John I. Timisk's nephew of Nikephoros Phokas, who's coming up. Military genius runs in the family. Rose in the aristocracy, fought Abbasid remnants and Hamdanids. Charismatic, loved by troops. Stripped of command, court jealousy. Assassinated Emperor Nikephoros II in his bed. Door unlocked by the emperor's wife. Romantic. Became emperor 969. Distracted from the murder by winning nonstop. Crushed Swiatoslav in the Rus Byzantine War, 970-971. Personally led a cavalry charge, 50+ during Dorostalin siege. Brutal. Human sacrifices on the other side. Briefly, we conquered Bulgaria. Then east, took Damascus, Beirut, Nazareth, Sidon, 974-975. Didn't go for Jerusalem, tired of winning. 7. Nikephoros II Phokas joined army young, strategos of Anatolican theme by 945. Domestic of the schools soon after, basically top general. Devastated Arab states east. Conquered Adana, pushed deep. Recalled to retake Crete, did it. Went east again, Anazarbos near Tarsus, crushed Saif al-Dalala. Took Hierapolis, liberated Aleppo on Christmas Eve. Nickname, Hail Death of the Saracens. Reformed military, wrote Precepta Militaria and on skirmishing, medieval art of war plus guerrilla guide. Fasting prayer, assassinated by John Tsimisk's mid-prayer. Sorry, not familiar with your game, Emperor. 6. Manuel I Komnenos Komnenian era, obsessed with the West. Court slander. Raised as soldier by Dad Janu. Strong Western ties for control of the Crusader states. Defeated Seljuks at Philomelian, 1146. Dealt with Normans in Italy. United Pope Germans barons against them. Everyone deserted. Normans raided Greece, 1156. Antioch's Reynold of Chatillon plundered Cyprus, mutilated people, forced them to buy back their stuff, sent maimed hostages to Constantinople. Insane move, united crusaders behind Manuel briefly, 1159. Diplomatic efforts made him liked in the West. Attempted crusade to Egypt, derailed by politics. 5. Basil Fair, child emperor, real power from 976. Empire collapsing, civil wars with Bardas Scleros and Bardas Phokas, same names, confusing. Scleros nearly broke it at Arcadiopolis, 978. Phokas died mid-charge at Abydos, 989. Turned north, 20+ years reconquering Balkans. Integrated Varangians, allied with Vladimir of Kiev, marriage plus Rus conversion. Crushed Samuel at Cladian, 1014, blinded thousands as economic warfare, pragmatic brutality. Samuel died of shock. Bulgaria annexed 1018, reorganized Armenia, Georgia, prepped Sicily invasion, launched after his death, 1025. Slept on ground with troops, hated academics, laughed convulsively. 4. Harold Hardrada sources, Norse sagas embellished, plus Byzantine accounts dry. Arrived Constantinople, 1034, joined Varangian Guard. Fought everywhere under Michael IV. Sicily with George Maniacs. Crossover, Bulgaria rebellions. Syria raids. Got rich. Back Zoe in 1042 coup, arrested by Michael V, escaped dramatically. Became King of Norway 1047. Invaded England 1066. Did well until Stamford Bridge. Charged unarmored, arrow to throat. Last great Viking battle. Ridiculous life. 3. Heraclius inherited 610. Persians overran East, Slazavars and Balkans' empty treasury. Thanks, Phokas. Instead of slow death, led multi-year counteroffensive into Persia, 622 plus. Rebuilt army, used church treasures, outrage, allied Khazars won in Nineveh. Chosroes II deposed Sassanids' collapse, restored true cross to Jerusalem. Brief stability. Then Islamic conquest hit, exhausted empire lost Syria, Yarmouk 636, Holy Land, Egypt, catastrophic. But his campaigns ended ancient Roman-Persian rivalry, reshaped Near East. 2. John Koukouas. Wait, original has no hash but implied. Wait, original jumps. Actually, original has no explicit hash 7.4, but from context. Wait, original has gaps but sticking close. Many lists rate him high in Macedonian era for Eastern conquests. Your original has Nikephoros at 7, Manuel 6-ish, Basil 5, Harold 4, Heraclius 3, Belisarius 2. Wait, no. Original ends with Belisarius as hash 1 implied, but lists 13 total. 1. Flavius Belisarius, sorry for being basic, but he earns it, under Justinian. Tara, 530. Brilliant victory versus Persian. Colonicum setback, but master withdrawal. Vandal kingdom. Small force, rapid advance, decimum plus trichomon. Africa reconquered in 1 year with 15k men. Reward? Jealousy, sabotage. Italy, Sicily, Naples, aqueduct sneak. Rome. Held Rome siege outnumbered. Recaptured with 8 CVS huge armies. Pretended to take Gothic throne. Handed Ravenna to Justinian. East again via Persians. Crushed Nika riots, 532. Loyal despite treason accusations, Theodora's hostility. Never rebelled. Legend of blinded beggar unconfirmed, but believable. Died at 65. Once in a millennium general.